This is Cerebral Cinema. Movies of the mind.
What you doing, Bill?
Yeah, what's it look like?
Oh,
Yeah, a gun needs cleaning every now and then, Sarah. It doesn't work when you want it to.
some husband you are, always carrying a gun.
Any complaints you got, write 'em out and forget 'em.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this baby's all loaded and ready to use.
What do you use a gun for, Bill?
Persuasion.
What?
Where's that gimmick I had?
I don't know.
Oh, here it is. See, fits right on.
Hey, that's a silencer, isn't it?
Yeah.
You gonna use that gun tonight?
Uh-huh.
On who?
You?
Me?
Uh-huh.
Bill, you crazy. You're not
I'm going to kill you, and I'm going to get away with it, too. Because the police will say at the same time I kill you, the same gun kills somebody else 20 miles away. The same gun, Sarah. At the same time it kills you. You get it?
No. Bill, you're crazy. You're
Oh,
crazy.
you don't get it, huh?
No,
Okay.
Don't.
Well, you got that, didn't you?
Now, on to Dick Calmer as Boston Blackie. Enemy to those who make him an enemy. Friend to those who have no friend.
Hello, Mr. Johnson.
Bill King, what are you doing here at this hour?
You'll find out. Get back
Why,
here.
it's almost midnight, Bill. Can't you just wait till morning, whatever it is?
You can wait about 30 seconds, Mr. Johnson, and that's all.
What do you want? I told you I paid you all the money I'm going to pay
Yeah,
you.
I know that. You said you're going to the police.
Wait a minute, Bill. Wait a minute. I was only joking about going to the police.
It's
I
too
didn't...
late for that, Mr. Johnson. This gun's already killed one person, my wife.
No.
And it's got to kill you to cover up.
No.
Well, it's exactly midnight, Mr. Johnson.
Please.
So... Exactly midnight, Mr. Johnson. Too late for anyone to be up. So... Pleasant dreams. I'm sorry I spilled that coffee all over your arm, Jim. Did it burn?
No, just made a mess of my sleeve and trousers. Okay, though, Bill. It's just an accident.
Look, here's a towel.
Yeah.
Oh, here's your watch.
Thanks. Now, let's get back to the game, huh?
Yes. Hey, what time is it anyway?
It's almost 4.
Almost 4. Huh?
Mhm.
Ooh. Oh, you don't realize the time, do you, when you're in a good card game?
And what's good about tonight's game?
Well, okay, so you're having tough luck for a change.
For a change, nothing. I had to borrow $50 from my friend Boston Blackie last week, and $35 the week before.
Well, that's what friends are for.
Yeah.
Well, come on, the other guys are waiting.
Right.
Personally, I've got everything I've been waiting for.
According to the newspapers, it's incredible, Faraday. Incredible and fantastic. We've got to do something about it.
You're incredible and fantastic, too, Blackie, and I'm going to do something about you.
For instance,
What do you take to get out of my office?
you couldn't afford to pay it.
Yeah, name it.
Listen, Inspector. Is this case as impossible as the newspapers say?
You figure it out. 2 people were shot at exactly midnight, 20 miles apart. But ballistics says both bullets came from the same gun. Now, is that impossible, or do you have one of your genius explanations for it?
I wish I did. Any connection between the 2 people?
No, one was a man, one a woman.
Did they know each other?
Not that we know yet.
And both were killed at the same time?
Yeah, the time was midnight. I didn't give that information to the papers, but it was exactly 12 o'clock. Neighbors of the man who was killed, Carl Johnson, heard the shot at midnight.
And neighbors of the woman heard a shot 20 miles away at the same time.
That's right. And those are strange words for me to be saying to you, Blackie, so remember them. You'll never hear them again from me.
I can't wait to get home to write them into my diary.
Yeah, why not start home?
Any suspects, Faraday?
Any suspects, Faraday? Yeah, there's suspects. One guy named Bill King. We know Johnson was scared to death of him, and a guy answering King's description was seen leaving Johnson's place just after the shot.
Apparently you haven't picked up King.
We've got men out for him. What are you going to do about him?
Find him, of course, the hard way. By finding out something about the woman who was killed. What was her name?
Sarah Adams is the only name we've got for her. Once was a burlesque queen, from what I hear. What about my suspect?
Well, Faraday, maybe a way to find King is to check back on the Queen.
What do
you have, Mac?
A little information, and the name's not Mac. It's Boston Blackie.
Okay, Mac. What's with you?
How's business?
Not good.
Well, this place looks as if it should do all right. You must have a theatrical following, haven't you? Those pictures of celebrities up on the wall there. Know any of them personally?
What celebrities? They're just people who used to put on a good show here in my better days.
Oh.
I didn't give that information to the papers, but it was exactly 12 o'clock. Neighbors of the man who was killed, Carl Johnson, heard the shot at midnight.
And neighbors of the woman heard a shot 20 miles away at the same time.
That's right. And those are strange words for me to be saying to you, Blackie, so remember them. You'll never hear them again from me.
I can't wait to get home to write them into my diary.
Yeah, why not start home?
Any suspects, Faraday?
Any suspects, Faraday? Yeah, there's suspects. One guy named Bill King. We know Johnson was scared to death of him, and a guy answering King's description was seen leaving Johnson's place just after the shot.
Apparently you haven't picked up King.
We've got men out for him. What are you going to do about him?
Find him, of course, the hard way. By finding out something about the woman who was killed. What was her name?
Sarah Adams is the only name we've got for her. Once was a burlesque queen, from what I hear. What about my suspect?
Well, Faraday, maybe a way to find King is to check back on the Queen.
What do you have, Mac?
A little information, and the name's not Mac. It's Boston Blackie.
Okay, Mac. What's with you?
How's business?
Not good.
Well, this place looks as if it should do all right. You must have a theatrical following, haven't you? Those pictures of celebrities up on the wall there. Know any of them personally?
What celebrities? They're just people who used to put on a good show here in my better days.
Oh. Well, here's hoping you have them again.
Thanks.
They say there was a murder in that tenement house across the street, wasn't there?
According to the papers.
The woman who was killed, Sarah Adams.
So?
She came in here, didn't she?
No. Never saw her. Never heard of her. Look, I got work.
You have some talking to do.
Let go of me.
I'll pull you across the counter on your chin if you don't start telling the truth.
Look, tough guy, I'll bounce a sugar ball off your head if you don't take your hands off me.
Oh, yeah?
When I say I don't know somebody, I don't know 'em.
I'd like to give you a memory course, pal. Someday I will.
Hey, what's eating this guy, Joe?
That's nothing, man. Now go
Oh,
on
I
back to
don't
your
know.
table. I'll bring you some java.
I thought I heard him say something about Sarah Adams.
No. Now go on, will you?
You know, she and me used to troop together, Hanson. Yeah, Hanson, she and me used to troop together. Till she got married.
Whom did she marry?
Keep your mouth shut, May.
Brother, you're begging for a clip on the chin. Go ahead, May. Whom did she marry?
Fellow named King. Yeah, Bill King.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the guy.
You wouldn't happen to know if she knew a fellow named Carl Johnson, would you?
Johnson? Sure, Sarah knew him, and how? Made me laugh when I seen in the papers that Sarah and Johnson got killed. The cops couldn't find no connection.
Is that so?
What are you doing later, Hanson? Want to take a go to the movies?
No, thank you. Say, you wouldn't know where I could find Bill King, would you?
Hey, mister, I don't say I know everything. I just say everything I know.
Easy now, Matthews, easy.
Check, Inspector.
You did good work in tracking him down. But if King's in that room at the end of the hall, maybe he's not alone.
I know Inspector Faraday. He has a gun with him.
All right.
Well, I'm ready for him with mine.
Quiet. Here's the door.
Do we knock or just bust in?
We'll just bust in. Wait, let's listen first. If King's just inside the door waiting for us, we'll be able to hear him briefly.
Okay.
I didn't hear anything, did you?
Not a sound.
Okay, let's go. We'll
Right.
try the door. If it's not locked, swell. If it is, we'll crash it. It's thin. You ready?
Ready.
It's open.
Well, hello.
All right,
You're
King.
going to get a lot of things you don't expect. Coming to headquarters with us, King. Yeah, what kind of headquarters? Boy Scouts? Uh-huh. Oh, no. Well, you're policemen, aren't you?
Walk toward us with your hands up, King.
All right. You kind enough to tell me what this is all about?
About 2 people we think you killed.
Well, I think you'll have to prove that, won't you?
I'll prove it, all right. We're going downtown. I've got a cell all picked out for you. It's no palace, King. But for a while, you're going to call it home.
Hello.
Mary, this is Blackie. Anybody call?
Yes, Blackie. And don't you think it's time you either let me regain my status as your girlfriend or paid me for being a telephone operator?
Take 20 years' notice on both jobs.
Oh, that sounds more like it.
I'm sorry, Mary.
Well.
But I have been busy, you know that.
Mm-hmm.
Who called?
Faraday. He wants you down at headquarters. He's picked up Bill King.
Good for the inspector.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Mary. I'm on my way down to help send King up.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah?
Come on, clean off the counter. It's a mess.
It ain't anything like the mess you got Bill King in with that big mouth of yours. Now, you didn't have
Didn't
no...
get Bill in any mess.
No.
Oh.
Bill's landlady just called. The cops picked him up.
What for?
What do you think? His wife was killed, wasn't she?
So what?
So maybe Bill killed her.
Maybe he never sent nobody to the chair.
Look. Somebody killed her. Bill and his wife didn't get along so good.
So what? I don't get along with a lot of people. The cops ain't after me for murder.
Well, they're after Bill for murder. And because you had to open your big yammer. You know what Blackie did after you talked? He went right down to where the cops were holding Bill.
So he went to the cops.
So they'll
what?
get Bill for murdering his wife. And then maybe killing that guy Johnson. He had a reason to kill Johnson, too, maybe.
Maybe. Sure, he had a reason. He had a reason to kill his wife, too, but the cops won't get him for it. It's too smart for him, Joe. Too smart.
All right, Inspector, I like it here in your office.
Yeah, that's temporary.
If you like me here, I'll move in. What rent do you pay?
Very humorous, isn't he, Blackie?
King, why don't you get smart? You were
Okay.
positively identified as the man seen leaving Carl Johnson's house just after he was shot, and I found out at a little cafe that Sarah Adams was your wife.
Aren't you the one? Oh, by the way, if I killed Johnson, how could I have killed my wife 20 miles away at the same time? How's that possible?
We'll figure that out later.
King, on the night of the murders, where were you at 11 o'clock? From then on.
Let me see. Oh, yeah, I was playing cards. One of the fellows I played with, Blackie's a friend of yours, I think.
Who's that?
I know who it
A
is.
fellow named Jim Carter.
Oh. You were with him all that time?
I've sent for Carter, Blackie. He's this character's alibi.
I see.
Is Carter on the level?
I'd bet on him. If Carter says King was with him, he was with him, all right.
Well, never mind, Carter. King, look, we're not stupid.
No?
You're a cute kid. I think I'll... Come in.
Inspector Jim Carter's there.
Send him in.
Yes. This way, Carter. Thanks a lot. Well, Blackie, hello.
Hi, Jim.
Hi.
I've got a question to ask you.
I'll save you some trouble, Blackie. Jim, the police think that I killed 2 people last night.
Last night? Why, you killed 3 people last night, Bill.
3? What?
In a card game, Blackie.
You played cards with King here?
Yeah.
From when to when?
Well, let's see. Bill came to my house and woke me up at exactly 11:30.
11:30, huh?
From there, we went to Harry's house, picked him up, and drove to Rogers. I'd say it was about 12:15 when we started playing cards.
Jim, look, I know you and I trust you.
Thanks, Blackie.
I think everyone does. You were with King here from 11:30 on, and he didn't leave you for 1 minute?
I was with him from 11:30 until after 4 a.m., and he didn't leave me for 1 minute.
Well, gentlemen, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but this is where I leave. Here.
And now back to Boston Blackie. Bill King shoots and kills Carl Johnson at exactly midnight. Apparently, at exactly midnight, 20 miles across town, King's wife is killed. King is seen leaving the scene of Johnson's murder, but when he is picked up, Jim Carter, known and trusted by Blackie, definitely establishes that he was with King at the time of the twin murders. So King is set free. As we return to our story, Blackie is in the apartment of his friend, Mary Wesley, puzzling over the case.
Blackie, this whole thing is impossible. The same gun couldn't kill 2 people 20 miles apart at exactly the same time.
But it did, Mary. The
Oh.
same gun at exactly the same time, midnight.
Oh, no.
Ballistics prove it was the same gun.
Well, maybe Jim Carter was wrong about the time that King called for
He
him.
says he wasn't. And he's honest, Mary.
Well, an honest man can make an honest mistake.
I'm considering that, too. Look, will you do me a favor?
Well, sure, if I can.
Get a pad and pencil and write down these questions I give you.
Yeah.
Then go over to Jim's house and have them answered.
Yeah, okay.
I'll phone you there as soon as I get through.
Get through with what?
Faraday had to let Bill King go.
Oh?
Nothing on him. But I'm going to prove that he put something over on us.
Hello, Jim.
Oh, Bill. Come in.
Oh, thanks. Saw your light on as I was driving by, so I thought I'd drop in and thank you.
Thank me for what?
For helping me out.
Helping you out? I don't see where I
You
helped
told
you
the
out.
police where I was last night when my wife and that guy Johnson were killed. You could have double-crossed me.
I don't see how. I just told the truth. You were with me.
Yeah, but you know, a friend who isn't a friend.
Now, look,
and-
Bill, I don't know why you give it a thought. You were with me last night, and that's all there is to it.
But there may be more to it, Jim.
More to it? What do you mean?
I mean, somebody might try to make you change your mind about last night. Might try to prove I wasn't with you.
But you were with me, Bill, from 11:30 till after 4. And nothing and no one can ever tell me that you weren't.
Hiya, Joe. How's everything?
Slow tonight, Bill. I heard you was at headquarters a while.
Yeah, I just came from there, but they had to let me go.
That's good. Tough about Sarah.
Yeah, sure was. I'm going to miss her. Look, who talked?
Not me.
Boston Blackie admitted he was down here asking questions. Who gave him answers?
Well, don't look at me. I didn't.
But then who did?
She did.
Who?
Over there in the booth. Hey, you
Oh,
know how
hey.
women shoot their mouths off, Bill.
Boy, that...
She didn't mean no harm, no, Bill.
Never mind. I don't care what she did to me.
Now, look, Bill, take it easy.
Shut up, Joe. I'll handle this.
Oh, Bill. Hey, there was a guy in here asking.
Yeah, I know, May. There was a dame in here talking. I don't like people popping off about me.
What you gonna do about it?
But I'll do this about it. Here's another one. Maybe one more to set you up for good.
Boston Blackie just come in.
Blackie, come in.
Yes, you're just going out, Bill. Down and out.
Go on, hit him, Blackie. Go on.
Very brave, little girls.
Thanks, mister.
Thank you. That was my pleasure.
Jim, Blackie gave me this list of questions to ask you.
What is this, a sort of written third degree?
Oh, now, Jim.
Mary, I told Blackie all I know.
Well, apparently he hasn't asked you everything he wants to ask you.
All right, let's have the questions.
Okay. Question 1. Why are you sure of the time when you got up last night?
Because my wristwatch and the hall clock here had the same time. I didn't have to reset either later on. And my watch has been right ever since.
Mm-hmm, okay. And question 2. Did you at any time take your wristwatch off?
No, I didn't. Yeah, wait a minute. I did.
Oh?
Bill accidentally spilled coffee on my arm during the card game and held my watch for me while I washed.
Oh, wait till I make a note of that, Bill.
But, Mary, if Bill gimmicked my wristwatch, it wouldn't have been right according to the hall clock. He didn't touch that.
Well, the third question's about the hall clock, Jim. While you were getting dressed, where was Bill King? Could he...
Oh, I don't know. He was standing
Well, I'm
right
not
around.
finished. The rest of the question is, could Bill have had time to reset the hall clock before you two left to play cards?
Yeah, he could have. He came out here and waited while I dressed, and I didn't look at the hall clock again before we left. That help you any?
I don't know, but I'll let you know as soon as Blackie lets me know.
Come on, Faraday. Wake up. Wake up.
What for? Who's bothering me? Oh, it's you, Blackie.
You sleeping up on your job. You don't mind my waking you up at home.
I don't. What time is it?
Look at your watch and see.
It's exactly midnight. So what?
So I just figured the way Bill King could kill two people at the same time. It isn't midnight at all, Faraday. It's 1 a.m. I set your watch back before I woke you up.
Wait a minute.
That's right, Faraday. You would have sworn in the morning that I was here at midnight.
Sure. That's how King could have framed Jim Carter into giving him a perfect alibi.
That's exactly how he did it. He woke Carter up at 12:30, not 11:30, and then later reset Jim's watch and clock to the correct time without Jim knowing. They played cards, and, you know, who thinks about time when they're playing cards?
That's right.
Congratulate me, Inspector. King could have been at Johnson's at the time Johnson was killed.
You want me to congratulate you, do you? Well, if King killed Johnson at midnight last night, how did he kill his wife at the same time, 20 miles away, and with the same gun?
Do you have to mention that?
Yeah, I have to mention that.
Faraday, your phone.
I can hear. Hello.
Inspector, this is Matthews.
What do you want?
I'm sorry to bother you this time of night, Inspector.
I'll
but
bet.
There's been another murder you'll be interested in. The dead man was Lenny Mitchell,
Yeah?
a pal of Bill King's. Used to work for him when King was in the rackets.
A pal of King's, huh?
That's right.
Okay, I'll be down at headquarters in half an hour. Well, Blackie, we just...
I know. I heard it. So Lenny Mitchell is number 3 on King's list.
What do you mean, King's list? Okay, so King could have been at Johnson's when Johnson was killed. We think King killed his wife. But when we try to pin those murders on him, we draw nothing but blanks.
Wait a minute. Faraday, blanks, that's it. Pick up Bill King again, Inspector. A couple of blanks will fill in all the blanks in this case. King, you're not leaving Faraday's office this time except to go to jail, because I know you killed both your wife and Johnson.
I was with a pal of yours when Johnson was killed. Jim Carter, he told you so.
That's right.
And if I killed Johnson, how could I have killed my wife 20 miles away at the same time Johnson was killed?
Tell it to him slowly, Blackie.
I will, Inspector.
Go ahead.
King, first of all, you weren't with Carter when Carter thought you were.
Huh?
You set back his watch and hall clock before you woke him.
Did I?
Yeah.
Well, if I did that, wouldn't his watch be wrong from then on? And the clock, too?
No, because you reset the hall clock while he was dressing, then spilled coffee on his arm during the card game. When he took off his watch to wash, you reset it.
King, a witness identified you as the man seen leaving Johnson's house just after Johnson was killed.
Oh, that's very interesting.
Thanks.
But just to show you I'm a good sport, I'll say maybe I was at Johnson's when he was shot.
Well, that's something.
Let's even say I shot Johnson. But how could I have been 20 miles away and at the exact stroke of midnight killed my wife with the same gun that killed Johnson?
Oh, we know that, too. Don't we, Blackie?
We sure do,
Yeah,
but I
see?
think King can do all the talking from now on. King, you said Johnson and your wife were both killed at the stroke of midnight, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
How'd you know that?
I read it, same as you did in the paper.
The papers didn't mention midnight, King.
What?
All the papers said was at exactly the same hour. But they didn't mention the hour. The killer is the only one who would know that. That's it, King. You've made your mistake.
Well, King, what do you have to say for yourself? Your little plan didn't work, did it?
I don't have anything to say.
Why did you kill your wife, Ann Johnson, and your friend Mitchell?
I can tell you why he killed Lenny Mitchell. King killed his wife, let's say at 11 o'clock, with a silencer on his gun. Then he went to Johnson's without the silencer.
Got there at midnight and killed him. And at the same time, in his wife's apartment, 20 miles away, Mitchell fired a blank cartridge, just to confuse us.
Now, do you want to go on from there, King?
I don't know how you figured it out, Blackie. I thought when I killed Mitchell to keep him quiet that nobody'd ever know how I did it.
And we found out how. Now we want to know why.
Well, I'm not positive why, Faraday, but I can guess. Johnson was in love with King's wife before King married her. But Johnson already had a wife. Right, King?
Yeah, that's right. And after I married Sarah, I saw a chance to make some easy dough to shake Johnson down.
Go on.
Well, after a while, he got tired of paying, said he'd go to the cops. So then I decided to get rid of him and my wife.
You tried to get away with murder by fixing a clock, King. But take my word for it. Time's run out on you.
I'm waiting, Mary.
Be right there, Blackie. I'm just getting my hat on. There we are. Well, worth waiting for?
It sure was. Oh, by the way, did I tell you what a good telephone operator you were?
Well, I helped get Bill King's number, didn't I?
That kind of talk is my exclusive property, Mary. But you did help. That information from Jim Carter was just what I needed.
And all the time I thought it was I you needed. See how wrong I can be?
I needed you to help me get the information.
Well, you could have sent a telegram and you wouldn't have had to take the messenger boy out to dinner the way you're doing for me. Oh, Blackie, this was a very complicated case, wasn't it?
I wouldn't say it was complicated, just impossible.
Oh.
But there was a fallacy somewhere, and all I had to do was find it.
Mm-hmm.
A gun can't be in two places at the same time, neither can a person.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. Every time you work on a case, even though I'm in my own apartment, I'm with you every minute.
That's very sweet. But talking about minutes, how about a minute steak?
Well, I'm hungry enough to eat an hour steak. All right with you?
Definitely. You know something?
I know a lot of things. What do you have in mind?
I just happened to think. If
What?
Bill King hadn't said the murders were committed at the crack of midnight, we might not have been able to prove our case. That wasn't the crack of midnight, Mary. For him, that was a crack of doom.
Cerebral Cinema hopes you have enjoyed this movie of the mind.